Coach, talked on the broadcast. That's a really good team in Fairmont State. They get 96 points on you. Maybe they did some things that were a little uncharacteristic. They were able to – some guys hit some shots there early on, but it's an outstanding team, and I don't know what else to say. Tip your hat to them.
It is. They are as talented probably as anybody, and I told you that before the game that I thought they were as athletic and talented as anybody will see all year, and boy, they didn't disappoint there. I thought their athleticism in the paint was probably the biggest difference in the game. Obviously, they shot the ball pretty well from the three, and, they went around us off the dribble, but we had no answer for Bengaya today, number 2. He was 13 for 14 from the field with 28 points, and I thought Wimbush and their little water bug point guards, both of those guys, created a lot of offense for them. And they kind of had us on our heels, I thought, for a lot of the game. And every time we'd cut into that lead, one of those guys would get a big offensive rebound or offensive rebound kick out, make 3, and give them a lot of credit for that.
Well, their athleticism and quickness was even greater than what I thought. Watching them on film, especially Benjaya. We talked about a lot in the broadcast. He's all left hand. Even though he's all left hand, still can't stop him. I mean, he gets the 10. He's a great athlete. And then when he got that 3 to go down, he just got his confidence went through the roof.
Yeah, he was sort of a man amongst boys out there in the paint today. We had no answer. We tried a lot of different guys on him. And the problem was I thought once that lead got double figures on us, maybe we got spread out a little bit on defense, trying to pressure them. And that's, how we want to play a little bit. But I don't know that we were able to really contain the basketball when they did that. But as far as Bengaya goes, he was spinning us and going left when we knew he was going left, and offensive rebound on us. He was scoring about any way possible inside the paint on us.
Their athleticism in the paint, I think, also hurt us. You guys were well aware of it going in, but the rebounding numbers, when you look at them statistically, they don't look bad, but you mentioned it. Every time we started to make a run, we had a couple times we had 5-7. I think we had an 8-0 run at one point. Just corral a rebound. You got some things going. They just went hard to the glass, and we couldn't keep them off the boards.
Yeah, they do. They're not afraid to send 4 guys to the glass. Sometimes they'll send all 5 to the glass if it's an interior shot. And, they're willing to sacrifice some transition defense because of all the athletes they have there. And we just couldn't consistently get that big defensive rebound. And it seemed like it was Wimbush, Bengaya, one of those guys that came up with that big rebound time and time again. And, I don't know. I know I've talked to some coaches in this conference, thought that they were the most talented team last year's region. They got upset early in the regional tournament, and, most everybody's back from last year's team. So I'd have a hard time believing there's a whole lot of teams out there that in Division II are as talented as these guys.
Well, you got off to a good start in this ball game, but it was tough to get our big guns going early. I thought, Taryn and Martise both got off to a slow start, and that kind of caught up to us there in the first half.
It did. I thought Taryn could have been a little more aggressive early in the game. He sort of was deferring a little bit, I thought, and we talked about that over here, and then we got in a hole, and sometimes guys take it upon themselves to try to break into that, cut into those leads, and then you get out of character and start taking maybe some shots that really aren't great shots, and guys aren't doing it to be selfish. They're doing it because they think that the team needs that shot, and that happens sometimes. But overall, we were still 50% from the field and got to the line 23 times. But they did a really good job of guarding us at the three-point line, and you could tell that was part of their plan against us, is to run us off the three, and they did a pretty good job of that. We got to continue to work hard when teams want to deny Martise the ball. We got to continue to work on movement. And so we're constantly preaching those things, and then hopefully we continue to get better at them.
Well, it's only November, Coach. Just the second game in, and certainly no shame losing here. This is an outstanding ball club, and go back to Findlay, and then we head to Nashville on Friday for a Saturday game. And Trevecca Nazarene is going to be a team in our conference next year. I think we have a home this year, and they got a lot of new players.
They do. They had a good season last year, and they do have a lot of freshmen and new players to their program. I don't know a lot about them, I'll be honest with you right now. I know Coach Priggy's been working on them a little bit. My focus was solely on this game. So I don't know a lot more than they had a good year last year, beat some good teams last year, and a lot of teams that were in the regional tournament. They're well coached from the coaches I talked to in the offseason, talking about some of these new teams that we're going to be joining up with. But other than that, we'll start to learn a lot about them tomorrow, when we start to break them down. And, it's anytime we go on the road in college basketball, it's a tough task. And so, but I think, coming away from this game, I would think our guys would be pretty focused.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the bus.
All right.